This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we are a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metals Summit Beaver Creek, being held virtually this year. And joining me right now, and also be joining you at that Precious Metals Summit, is Peter Tallman. He is the president and CEO of Klondike Gold. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is KG on the TSX Venture. Peter, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
It's great to have you on. So let's start with a brief overview and history of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Well, Klondike Gold actually was created in 1978, and in 1980 began to acquire claims in the Klondike, and up until 2015 didn't really do much exploration. Frank Guistra looked at it in 2014 and thought there might be some potential, asked me to review and evaluate it, spent 4 months doing that, and realized that it's an absolute gem, unexplored. And the prize here is 20 million ounces of gold mined from creek gravels since 1896 without a known source. And so it is, until recently, it's the largest gold geochemical on the planet that is unexplained. So we started working it in 2015. We've done a lot of exploration and made several discoveries. And that's transformed the company and is about to transform it again, because now this year, for the first time, we're delineating resources. So we've made a bunch of discoveries now, can explain where the 20 million ounces came from, and we're on track to create a mineral resource.
So let me ask you this: between 1980 and 2015, I mean, that's, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, that's about 35 years. You
Yes.
know, what took so long to then go and explore this property to then find what you're claiming to find?
The nice people who were exploring it ultimately came up with a theory that all the gold was eroded away, there's none in the bedrock, and therefore not worth exploring. And I mean, if you look at our slide deck, we have a map that back then was blank, and it was blank until I arrived. And it's a 10 square kilometer area, absolutely full of gold. And there's lots, we have 600 square kilometers of ground. We found gold all the way through it. We have to focus somewhere, but yeah, no, I'd say it was not the best effort prior to us arriving.
Fair enough. So then why, you know, this really pertains to your background. I mean, why did Frank tap you to say, hey, Peter, take a look at this, you know, there might be something here? So what was your background prior to this?
I'm a PGO. I've made 3 discoveries in my career. 2 of them have become mines. One is waiting to be a mine. Quite honestly, you'd have to ask Frank why he picked me. I don't know. I thought it was the last deal I did was a really big winner, but that turned out to be a winner for his brother, who didn't put him into the deal. And yeah, okay, I don't know. But anyway, I mean, we had a chat about it, and I kind of laid out a timeline and said, here's what is needed to fix this, and let's move forward. So that's how I got the job.
Got it. So what would you say, I mean, you've alluded to my next question already, but what would you say makes the company and this project itself unique and different compared to some of your peers? I'm assuming you're not the only company that's working in the Klondike.
We are, actually. We own the entirety of the district, have put it together over the last 5 years. So it's the first time it's ever been assembled in one corporate land package. We were the first one ever to map it. So think of this, 1896 gold is discovered. There's 20 million ounces of gold mined from these gravels from then until now, and there's not a geology map. That's nuts. For Canadians, that's crazy. Like we should have had that mapped in 1896 and a half. But you know, what makes it unique? It is truly the largest gold geochemical anomaly on the planet, unexplained, except now we have found the sources of Bonanza Creek, which has produced 3 million ounces, and El Dorado Creek, which has produced 4 million ounces. Yeah, that as a start. The scale of it is immense, and it's a world-class target, and it's got potential for world-class rewards.
I mean, that's, you know, when I ask that question, I always just assume, you know, that almost everywhere in the world has been more or less explored, or explained, as you say. I like it. I like that word. I like explained versus explore. That's really interesting distinction that you made.
It's not. It is not yet. We have gone light years down the track to explain it, and we've only begun to explore it.
Nice. That'll be the tagline for this interview. I like that. So, from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the value catalysts that for the company for the rest of 2020 going into 2021?
For 2020, we started early. Actually, we were the first into the field in Yukon to do a drill program. We started it, finished it. That was really to prove that, in fact, we could actually run a program under COVID and that the exploration money wasn't going to be dead money for the year. We're just announcing our results now, and we will be back returning with a drill or two in the next couple of weeks. The catalyst overall, though, is the resource. So for the first time, we're transitioning from an explorer that is making discoveries into a potential mineral resource leading to a PEA where we can start thinking about mining it.
And then where can my audience go and find everything they need to know about Klondike Gold?
KlondikeGoldCorp.com. All you need to know, it's just right there.
Are you sure? There's everything's there.
Everything. If you want a menu for your local restaurant, go to KlondikeGoldCorp.com.
I love it. Well, Peter, thank you very much for taking the time today to tell us a little bit more about the Klondike story. I wish you guys the best of luck. Stay safe, and I look forward to our next update.
Thank you, Robert. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Again, my name is Robert Kraft. I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we're a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metals Summit Beaver Creek, now virtual. Peter will be there, and thank you for watching.